Hey everyone, I'm your host, Emily Lauren. Welcome to the Body Positive Podcast, where we ditch diets, normalize real bodies, and help you feel better in your own skin. Welcome everyone to the Body Positive Podcast show. Today's episode is featuring Julie Gordon-White, who is a woman wearing many hats, including being an award-winning business coach, author, TEDx speaker, and founder of Bossa Bars. Today, we're going to be talking about all things menopause. Julie, thank you so much for taking the time to be here today.
Hi, Emily. I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. So there are so many expectations around what it is to be a woman. How have you defied and pushed past those molds that we're taught to fit into?
Okay, that's a small question. I love that. Well, I think as most women, you just go through life and follow the things that excite you and navigate, the ups and downs of being a woman. I have viewed being a woman as a positive, as a differentiator. For some reason, Emily, I found myself in male-dominated careers quite a bit. And instead of feeling intimidated, I actually enjoy it because I think it makes me unique as a woman of color. That's like a whole nother level of uniqueness. So
yes.
I see it as, I can't imagine not being a woman. I love all of the aspects of being able to be a mom, being feminine, being strong, being smart. I always saw it as a very, very positive thing. Never as something, as a weakness or something to overcome. And that probably has to do with, I have a really strong mom who put my father through law school, like whatever it takes to get it done. That's what she did. And so I think I took that mindset that being a woman is actually a very powerful gift. And so I think that's how I've navigated through life. And hopefully I pass that on to my daughter as well.
Oh, I love that. What a positive mindset to have. Would you say that sort of filtered through to the relationship you've had with your body throughout your life? Or like many women, have you struggled with your body image?
Yeah, I think, okay, get ready for a little hashtag real talk here. I actually had boobs, like big boobs, in the 4th grade. And that was the thing. I actually have someone I'm friends with now. I don't know why I'm still friends with this guy for what he did to me. But he used to tease me and call me, Mount Everest and Mount Rushmore or Shasta or something, because in 4th grade, when you're wearing a C-cup bra, that's a lot, when everybody else is probably in a training bra. So I think that's when the first time I had awareness of my body and being feminine and different in that way. And I honestly, I didn't really like it. I didn't want to be seen in that way. And then I realized, oh, there's some strategic advantages with this, So I would say that's probably when I started to really notice it. I was athletic, so boobs kind of got in the way for me a little bit there. I had to think about it. And then later on, I became a runner. So, boobs have always been a part of how I think about my body in life.
Yes.
But I don't think it was a hindrance. I think I had to learn how to use it in a positive and not take advantage of it because men can be really swayed by such items. So that was kind of an interesting aspect of it. I always had strong thighs, Emily, and when I was younger, I thought they were too big. My mom always reinforced, no, you're powerful. Those are powerful legs.
Oh, I love that. So, your mom sounds amazing.
She really is. She's really a very honest and practical person. So I don't think she was particularly inspiring, but she was just like, no, those are strong legs. So I took that as like, yeah, those are my superpowers. But looking at the things that I have and just fast forwarding as the mother of 3 children, when you have three babies that you've stretched out, I'm all of a big whopping 5'1", I always say on a good day. There's a lot of skin stretching that happened there. So I think in my mature age, getting comfortable with stretch marks. Like these are before like, oh, these are not so cute. I don't really like this so much. And then really shifting that mindset into, no, this is just remind me the evidence of the miracle of my body and bringing 3 humans into this world. So
I love that.
yeah.
I love that. So would you see that your body image got better with age, or was it sort of just like a fluctuation?
I would say there was a fluctuation, but I definitely feel after 50, I'm 56 now. After 50, I owned every little bit of my body, every jiggly thing,
I
every
love that.
strong thing. And actually, it has given me, I really do feel like my body is healthier, stronger, and I would say sexier than ever because I've owned it. And I'm not working against any mindset. I really I embrace physicality. Being healthy feels good, and I think it's actually made me stronger and more confident and sexier, I would say.
I think that's awesome. So did anything change in terms of your relationship to your body when you started menopause? Because that's what we're here to talk about.
Exactly. It's funny. We had a community event last night, and we were talking about how once you hit menopause, all of a sudden, I think it's a reconnection to your body because you can't ignore your body anymore. You've got to pay attention when you're hot as all get out. What's happening here when you're maybe 90% of women who go through the stages of menopause gain 12 to 15 pounds around their middle, and we know that's not good for our heart. So you have to reconnect to your body during the stages of menopause. So I consider it a really important and positive time to pay attention to how your body feels, because you need to know, is this something that is a more normal experience, or is this something outside of that I need to seek extra help on? So menopause, I think, is a connection to our physical body that we may have lost or put aside because we were doing other things, raising kids, or trying to look cute in a swimsuit, or whatever we're trying to do that's kind of external versus really going internal with our own body.
I love that. You have such a positive and great perspective on everything. So tell me all of the things that a woman can expect when they get to this part in their lives, like maybe the things that we don't necessarily talk about or the things that we don't prepare women enough for.
Yeah, such a great question. Well, let's just know what is menopause? That's the first question. How do we define it? Because perimenopause starts for most women, as early as mid 40s, early 40s. If you've had a medical event, it can start sooner. And so that's when women start to feel like, oh, my brain is kind of foggy. Am I suffering from dementia here? Like, what the heck is going on? And that usually is the start. And then maybe some hot flashes can come on, and those more intensified symptoms may happen around 46. But let me just, caveat here. Every woman is different. So I'm giving sort of an overarching experience, but there is definitely no normal. Every woman experiences menopause differently. And that's what's positive and that's what's confusing. So I just want to put a pin in that. But so hot flashes, then the lovely night sweats, when you wake up in the middle of the night, completely drenched, sheets are drenched, rip off the covers, sorry, whoever's next to me. And then pretty soon you're freezing because you're all wet. You got to change your clothes or get out everything. Start all over again. And so what happens with that is that's where sleep interruption happens. So the big three symptoms of menopause that impact us are hot flashes, sleep, and then we get brain fog from kind of all of that. So that's all happening. And then you don't actually hit menopause until you've gone 12 consecutive months without a cycle. So 12 consecutive months without a cycle. Now you've menopause, bingo. And then
you're there.
You're there. And it's like a moment in time because now you're heading to postmenopause. So it's very tricky. Women say, am I in menopause? Really, most women are they're in the perimenopause or premenopause phase until 12 months consistently with no period. Then, menopause, and then boom, now you're post. in which some of those symptoms start to go away, but menopause can last from 5 to 10 years, I hate to tell you. But
wow, that was my next question.
I was like, oh my gosh. But again, it's such a connection to our body, and mindset is everything. If we think it's terrible, you're right, it's terrible. If we think it's a new chapter, a new way of being, a new power source, hot flash is like a power surge instead. If we bring that belief that this is positive, then we're going to have a much better experience through this transition.
I think that's so important. And do you think that, menopause is generally seen as something that's shameful? How can menopausal women feel better during this change in their life?
Exactly. And you actually asked me a little part of the question I didn't answer. One of the main symptoms that women don't talk about is what happens in what, we call the V zone, Emily. So I don't know what you want to talk about in your podcast, but in the V.
You go right ahead. You go ahead.
Okay, more real. This is that has been the most interesting thing for me about when I started Bossa Bars. And, of course I talked about menopause with my girlfriends and things, but I literally have never said the word vagina more in my entire life over the last year, seriously. So the V zone, I love it. We'll keep it there. But so in the V zone, where women don't want to talk about is what happens down there, as you get more advanced in your hormone levels are dropping, estrogen levels are dropping, then the V zone can get very dry and uncomfortable. And intimacy can be really uncomfortable. And then also libido can decline. So I think that's the thing I would want to share with your listeners. And I don't want to scare any of you, an interview in your 30s.
No, like, oh my God. It's better to be prepared.
Right. My daughter who's 23, she's like, Mom, you could talk to about menopause to kindergartners if you wanted to. I'm like, you're right. It's never too early. But I think, how women can feel tired because they're not sleeping. They can feel not so sexy because everything happening in the V zone can be uncomfortable. That intimacy can decline. That can really impact confidence and your relationship. And so I think that's a big reason why women don't want to talk about it, because it is related to, our sex area of life. And so women always talk about intimacy. Or at work, you're having a hot flash and you're sitting around a conference table full of men. You don't want to start taking your clothes off, So I think that's why women tend to keep to themselves and really suffer in silence. And here's a funny story, Emily. When I started the company, I started searching online for images, around menopause. And every image had a woman, just picture this, with her head down on a desk, within the arm. She's just so miserable. And I thought, this is terrible. We need to be empowered. So that's where we came up with our tagline for Bossa Bars, to menopause like a boss, because
I love it.
We need to take that arm that we're laying on so desperately, crying over here, and, lift up our arm like making a muscle, like a boss, and be strong. So that's why, women are not talking about it, because I'm like going nuts, because I can't think straight and I don't feel like myself. I don't feel like I want to be intimate, and it's uncomfortable down there. So they just don't talk about it. And we need to stop that, because half the population is experiencing it at some point or another.
Yes.
53 million women are in a stage of menopause at any given time, Emily. 53 million. That's just
wow.
U.S. only. So you Canadians, let's add that on there, right? So.
Wow, that's wild. So really, we need to get talking about it to take away some of that shame, or all of that shame, right?
All of it. And with our daughters. We need to have those conversations.
So you're prepared.
So they're prepared, for sure.
Absolutely. I think that's so important. So you created Bossa Bars, which you call Power Food for the Pause. Tell me about how all of this started.
Started making these healthy snacks that tasted good, that were going to deal with my crazy sugar cravings. And they started to come together, and I noticed they were disappearing because my husband was eating them all. I'm like, okay, the taste is good here. And I started making better choice with these snacks I was making, because they had flaxseed in them. They had almond butter and maca and a little MCT oil. I was feeling better. And of course, organic cacao. Yum. So I started sharing them with my friends. They love them. And it just was so clear to me that I need to share this better food choice with other women in the stages of the pause, because that's when we're at the most risk for gaining weight in the most unhealthy place. So that's how we started. So I put together the team, and having been an entrepreneur for a long time, that really helped me move a little bit faster. And so now we have our debut flavor, Double Decadent Chocolate, that's out. And
Ooh.
it also has a half a day's veggies in every bar. So
Wow.
it's awesome. We love them so much, but we're working on 2 new flavors. Emily, you get the scoop here right on your podcast.
Ooh.
Do you have any favorites? Did you want me to keep in mind as we formulate the
I'm all about the berry flavors.
Oh, okay, good. We've got you covered.
Like chocolate raspberry or something like that.
Oh, that's an interesting. So some women in menopause stages are sensitive to caffeine. So our next 2 flavors will be chocolate free. But berry, I duly noted.
I love it. That sounds amazing. So your product isn't just about changing your body, but rather it's, putting something into it to benefit it. And it helps with energy and things like that as well. Is that correct?
That's right. I mean, we feel that when you eat better, you feel better. And when we feel better, we're more confident. We do better at work. We feel more excited about going for a promotion or starting or running a business. We feel a little sexier with our partners. So it really starts with nutrition, and you need that energy to live your best life too. So let's make a better choice with our snacks. And that's really, we're all about energizing and empowering women in the stages of the pause, starting with nutrition.
I love it. And anyone can eat them though. That is good to know too. You were mentioning that your husband eats them. That was one of my questions. Can everyone eat them?
Yes, they can. My husband keeps them in his golf bag and when he cycles, in his jersey. But I do have to say, my 20-year-old son is like, Mom, there's no way I'm carrying around a bar that says power food for the pause. I'm like, okay, I get it. Even though he likes them, the packaging, it's very clear who we're focused on, but they taste so good. Men are like, I don't care. I want to carry around. And I love my women in menopause, so we love a man that supports their partner in the pause. They're awesome.
That's fantastic. So not only did you create a product that helps women feel good in their bodies, but you also created a supportive community alongside it. How can people join?
Yes, thanks for asking. Our Meno Lounge community is near and dear to our heart for exactly the reason you said, Emily. We want to take that shame and silence and solitary aspect of menopause, and let's talk about the hard things. Let's talk about the fun things. So we have been running them on Zoom. We had our Meno Lounge last night, and I'm excited to say that we're bringing it to Instagram starting in September. We'll do our first Meno Lounge live, and then it will be a weekly experience where women can come on IG, and we'll have an expert there. They can ask any question, they can share their experience and really build a community in a larger platform, so we can really get the conversation going quickly and expanding, because there's too many women who are out there suffering alone right now.
That sounds fantastic. So please let us know where we can get some Bossa Bars and where we can find you online.
Okay, great. Well, right now we are available on our site at bossabars.com. BOSSABARS.com. And hey, let me throw out a promo code MENOBOSS, MENO-BOSS 10, so your listeners can save 10% on their purchase.
Awesome.
And we're excited.
That is perfect.
Be on Amazon in the 4th quarter, so we're excited about that.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks. Lots of fun things happening. And then you can find us on Instagram at Bossa Bars, Menopause, Energy Bars as well.
Amazing. Perfect. So before we end, I always like to end on a question. If you could offer one tip to our listeners, what would that be?
Love yourself. That's what I would.
Oh, I love that.
I should say,
Beautiful.
at any age and at every age, love yourself.
Beautifully said. Well, thank you so much, Julie, for taking the time to speak with us today. I can't wait to learn more about your product and taste some of these new flavors.
We got to get some out to you, Emily, so stand by for that.
Very good.
All right.
All right. Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Once again, thanks for listening to today's episode. Make sure you follow us at Real Happy Daughter, and please share this with someone who needs a little more real in their life.